Well, moving on to another story of global interest, climate change. It's making it harder than usual for scientists to know what the future holds and the effect weather changes will have on societies and economies.
Extreme weather events have destroyed homes and businesses around the world, but as VOA's Jim Randle told On Assignment's Alexiou, U.S. builders and insurance companies say some simple changes can reduce the toll.
In this laboratory test, a house built with conventional techniques is falling apart in hurricane-force winds. The survivor has stronger shingles, thicker roof boards, and metal straps holding floors together.
In the video that we saw where the one house is blowing away, you speak of these as labs, but these are real-life size labs?
They basically built two complete houses.
Okay, life-size.
One of them and using normal construction techniques, and one of them used all the normal construction techniques, and they reinforced it with some straps and some stronger wood in key places, and then they turned on the fans at a little more than hurricane strength, and that one house just flew apart.
Well, because when you're watching it, you just see sort of these minor little changes that don't look like it would be very expensive to reinforce a house.
That's the whole point. I mean, that's the whole point they're trying to make, is that if you do it, with great care and figure out exactly where to put reinforcement and just how much. For example, the roof, the plywood on the roof of the reinforced house is a couple millimeters thicker than the one that just fell apart. So it's clear that a certain amount of reinforcement here and a little bit there and a little bit these other places makes a big difference.
The growing number of unusually strong storms like Typhoon Haiyan has convinced the chairman of the U.S. Senate Homeland Security Committee, Tom Carper, that extreme weather is the new norm.
Now, you mentioned Typhoon Haiyan that hit the Philippines and are very destructive. And so when you look at a country like the Philippines that absorbs such an enormous disaster, do they suddenly start thinking, gee, we got to do something about preparing for these types of things?
Well, it's pretty obvious that stronger houses might have saved some lives. Now, would it be strong enough to hold up to what is one of the few worst in history is a question beyond a question I can't answer. Maybe, perhaps scientists could, but it's clear that you could do more to save lives.
Now, what about the models when you start trying to forecast, I guess, the economic damage? They can forecast, they try to forecast the weather, basically, but they can find out ways to deal with it. But
it's apparently very difficult. I mean, it's difficult to forecast what's going to happen with climate, but how fast and what impact, in this professor's view, was simply too hard to predict.
I think all we can do is, taking all of that into account, come up with some very rough numbers, very rough estimates, I would say consensus estimates that maybe experts provide, that give us a view of what would the catastrophic outcome look like if we don't do anything.
Now, the other thing I want to bring up is that he also talks about at least one action was that you said in your report is maybe imposing a tax on carbon dioxide emissions that would maybe encourage companies and families to use less energy and to generate fewer gases. But if Indonesia and China were not to adopt something like that, that's really moot and almost doesn't make sense.
It's one of the few things that we could actually do. And we're, if not the largest emitter of carbon dioxide, we're in the top 2 or 3. And so, and the other thing is the United States, according to the people who support this sort of thing, we could show leadership.
And our thanks, of course, to VOA's Jim Randle. Now, about half the world's population lives in cities, and it's those cities that account for more than 70% of global carbon dioxide emissions.